Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, I always make that joke about leftist activism. You have all these professional, useless people. These young liberal arts, social studies, activist clowns with zero life experience, zero actual power to change anything or do anything of actual relevance in society. You have these people trying to tackle the most complex problems in society. In some cases, problems that don't even exist, but anyways, it's neither here nor there. Relevant to the topic today, trying to tackle issues like racism, for instance. And how exactly do they tackle these problems? How do you tackle racism? You slap the BLM logo on a Ben & Jerry's tub of ice cream. You group up with Antifa and burn down black-owned businesses and neighborhoods. You remove black people from the Aunt Jemima package label and the Uncle Ben's rice box. Racism BTFO'd. That's what we always say when we're making fun of this clown world nonsense. Walking down a main street in a big city, throw a rock through the window, racism BTFO'd. Well, I want to take that last part, racism BTFO'd, and apply it literally this time, because the Supreme Court of the United States, thanks to Donald Trump's 3 scoops, literally just BTFO'd actual discrimination and racism. Not sure if you heard the news, but affirmative action policies in universities just took a big hit, and so racism BTFO'd, literally. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so just take a look at the headline right over here from the Conservative Brief. Supreme Court strikes down affirmative action at colleges. The US Supreme Court issued a momentous decision on Thursday, saying that universities cannot overtly take applicants' race into account when making admission decisions. This decision will fundamentally alter how colleges may draw in diverse student populations. The Harvard and University of North Carolina admissions procedures, both of which offer more weight to candidates from certain minority groups, were struck down by the conservative majority Supreme Court in a 6-3 decision. The ruling will force colleges to reimagine long-standing hallmarks of admissions process and likely jeopardize the representation of Black and Latino students on campuses nationwide. The High Court sided with the conservative nonprofit Students for Fair Admissions, which argued that the university's admissions processes discriminate against white and Asian American applicants. And good. It's a good thing. If we are to live in a truly fair and equitable society, we need equality of opportunity and not equality of outcome. You know, if we are to imagine a fair society, then we ought to implement fair policy. And affirmative action is not fair. It's discriminatory and it's racist. You can be overqualified, have all the credentials, be the perfect candidate to make it to a school like Harvard, and simply get rejected because you are white or Asian. Apologies, but we have too much of your kind. Does that seem like racism? Because it sure does to me. I mean, could you imagine it the other way around? That's exactly how we tackle every single one of these issues. Imagine if there was a priority based on race to highlight and give advantage to white and Asian students and discriminate against Black and Latino students. Would that be acceptable? No, it would be the biggest racism scandal in modern day history. It would probably be the first actual example of systemic racism that the left keeps going on about. MSNBC is throwing a fit over the decision.
We will return to elite institutions, more specifically being the space for a particular population, for predominantly white and Asian students. We will begin to see a kind of segregated higher education landscape. And the irony, of course, as I try to, I've anticipated this decision, but to hear it, I'm kind of still, I'm trying to manage my emotions. But, you know, this was just one remedy, affirmative action, the only remedy to the legacy of discrimination in admissions in American higher education.
And yeah, you know, that might actually be the case. It might be the case where the majority of these top universities and colleges are mostly predominantly white and Asian. And leftoids, of course, will describe this as an over-representation, but I think that's a disingenuous take. It's a disingenuous way to describe it. It's not an over-representation, it's simply a representation of reality and what groups are excelling. It has to do with culture, values, and upbringing. Those are the core components. And at the end of the day, it's a competition. That's what society is. And if a particular group is not represented, it means they're not competing at the same level. It means there's work to do. And the focus should probably be on that work, on the efforts that need to be made to achieve the end result, which is representation in these Ivy League schools and in these industries, not ignoring the actual core issue itself and applying a band-aid fix and putting students where they don't belong, where they aren't qualified to be. You know what the actual fix is? fixing the failing public school systems in inner city communities, maybe tackling the cultural issue, the crime issue, instead of pretending like it doesn't exist, continuing to be politically in bed with these ridiculously corrupt public school teachers unions, failing students, ignoring all the actual important issues, and making yourself feel better by introducing ridiculous quotas at the university level. It's absurd. It makes no sense. You know, the most successful group academically is literally a minority group. It's a group that's less represented in American society than white people, black people, and Latinos. Asians do the best when it comes to academics. You don't see me crying as a white person that Asians are overrepresented. They're not. They're simply earning their spots, and they're also being discriminated against. The simple fact of the matter is, they have strong family values and cultural values where they actually value academics and working hard, getting an education, and being productive members of society, and it plays out in the way that it does. The only acceptable reaction or response to knowing that fact is good for them, good on their cultural standards and their family standards. It shouldn't be something that's demonized, it should be something that we should all try to emulate. Then of course the typical response is, well, black people suffered through racism, slavery. That's the core of the issue here. It's the remnants of slavery that's holding people back. Come on, give me a break. Asian groups were in internment camps not even that long ago. They faced incredible discrimination and racism. It's simply not the case. What it really is an excuse to distract away from the actual important issue. Democrats, once again, would rather apply a band-aid fix that makes elitist leftists feel good about themselves instead of tackling and being honest about the culturally taboo subjects. You cannot get anywhere without honesty. You know, again, it's always view it from the micro, and it most likely applies to the macro. What's true for an individual, what's true for a small team, is probably also true on a societal level. We as individuals cannot improve unless we're honest with ourselves. If we're delusional, if we refuse to accept the facts, if we refuse to accept our shortcomings and work on them, we cannot improve. You know, it's like Gordon Ramsay's kitchen nightmares. If you're a chef or a restaurant owner and your food sucks, your service sucks, and your business is failing and you're $1 million in debt, and then Gordon Ramsay comes in and says you should be doing all these things better, but you come up with every excuse in the book, refusing to accept reality, well, you're probably going to go out of business. If you refuse to accept that you're doing something wrong, and you refuse to work on it, push forward and improve, well, then you're never going to see improvement. And it's the same thing on a societal level. It's the same thing on a cultural level. If you refuse to get out of this state of delusion, this state of victimhood and excuses, you're never going to move forward. It's the same thing. The micro to the macro. The fix to this perceived underrepresentation is at the core of the problem and not a band-aid affirmative action racist policy. Good on the Supreme Court for making the right decision, the moral decision. Nobody should be discriminated against when it comes to hiring and college admission processes. And that includes white and Asian applicants as well. Work hard, achieve, and earn based on your merit, not the color of your skin or the neighborhood that you grew up in. And if you're not getting the outcomes that you desire as an individual or as a group, well, then it's time to go back to the drawing board. It's time to work on it and achieve the outcome change that you desire. That should be the baseline standard. That's also what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. You know that we'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.